Uh, Hello, Karen. It's nice to be talking to you again. I must say that once again, you have done an extraordinary job teaching this lesson plan. I see that your students are very um, well behaved, and I can see that you have a lot of control over the classroom. I see that whenever you're doing your what are those called? When you're calling them into attention, and I think that you're using the dojo points. I noticed that as well. I've seen that used in many classes, and I have to agree that that is one of the best ways to get kids under control. Um, I really loved how you did the collaboration between you and your students. I noticed how you were very attentive. You were answering their questions. You weren't very rarely did I ever see you sit down. I see you walking around a lot and answering your students' questions, giving them directions or re re sorry, saying the directions over again for them. I really loved what you did with the anchor chart for the guided practice. It was very colorful and it was nicely labeled, and especially with the video and the observation of the realistic plant that you gave them to make notes and to give them that opportunity to communicate with each other. The students were able to bounce off their ideas and what they learned, what they didn't understand, and they were able to better get that through to each other so that way they could be prepared for the guided lesson where you have your beautiful anchor chart up. And although it is not there's nothing written on the anchor chart, you have your students give you that information to fill in. You also guide them in case they're a little bit lost, and I noticed that as well. But so far, they're doing a very good job based on the video that you've shown them and the notes that they had written from their observations from the real plant that you gave them as well. You can tell that they're paying very good attention to that. Um, I don't really notice a lot of ESL students. It's kind of dark in the classroom, but uh, I didn't really notice any students who would be ESL students either. But from your pairing of the students, they're able to talk to one another and bounce off their ideas. That's really great because for ESL students, um, they tend to communicate better whenever they have somebody who's better able to understand them. And since you or another teacher may not be a bilingual person, there might be other students who are, and they're able to translate what they're learning for that class and also bouncing off their ideas and such. And I really love the collaboration that you did. The collaboration is key for ESL students, any students need collaboration in order to bounce off their ideas, learn from one another, better build their communication skills with one another. Also gives you an opportunity to see how they interact with one another, so that way you can interact with them in a way that they will be able to understand. I also liked your independent practice where they are able to build their own foldable for labeling plants. That was very interesting. The students are able to draw their plant and label it by themselves using the information that they had from the video, from the interactivity of the actual plant, and from the guided practice. They're basically using all that knowledge that they have just learned to put into that foldable, which I thought was really great. And I really loved the lesson. You had complete control over the classroom. Very few students acted up, and if they did, you got them right back on track. That's very good. I can tell that you're going to be a very good teacher from what I've seen from the video. You did a wonderful lesson. You were in and out. Next lesson, okay, we're doing this. And I really liked it. You had complete control of the classroom, and that's very good because if you don't have control of the classroom, it's going to be a hot mess. And from what I've seen, it was very good. I love this lesson plan. Your students were able to understand it, and they were able to give you feedback. They were paying attention, they were learning, and they really enjoyed the lesson from what I've seen. Thank you for the wonderful video that you've posted for us to see, and I hope that you continue to do well in your studies. Thank you. Goodbye.